for this press conference on long-range forecast for the southwest monsoon seasonal rainfall during 2023. Next slide, please. As Secretary Minister for Sciences has already informed you, quantitatively, the southwest monsoon seasonal rainfall during June to September 2023 for the country as a whole is likely to be 96% of the long period average with a model error of plus minus 5%. When I say 96%, it comes under the normal rainfall category for the country as a whole. If you look at various categories, if the seasonal rainfall is more than 110%, it is called as excess rainfall. If it is 105 to 110%, it is called as above normal rainfall. If it is 96 to 104% of the long period average, it is called as normal rainfall. And 90 to 95% of the long period average is called as below normal rainfall. And less than 90% of the long period average is called as the deficient rainfall. The long period average rainfall for the country as a whole is calculated based on data of 1971 to 2020, and it comes out to be 87 centimeter. So therefore, as Secretary has already briefed, 96% of 87 centimeter is roughly about 83.5 centimeter, and this comes under the normal category of rainfall. But model error has the plus minus 5%, so therefore it can vary from 91 to 101% of the long period average. This forecast is based on both statistical ensemble forecasting system of India Meteorological Department and the dynamical models used by India Meteorological Department. This dynamical model is a multi-model ensemble forecasting system based on various best performing climate models from different parts of the globe. Next slide, please. If you just look at the probability of rainfall during June to September 2023 in different categories, climatologically, it is 16% for the deficient rainfall, 17% for below normal, and normal is 33%, and 16% for above normal, and 17% for excess. That means climatologically, Indian summer monsoon rainfall during June to September is expected to be normal to above normal in 67% cases, or 67% probability for normal to above normal based on the climatology. But if you go by the model forecast probability is shown in the third column. You will find that there is highest probability of 35% for the normal rainfall during June to September against the climatological probability of 33%. So therefore, both the probabilistic rainfall and the deterministic rainfall are suggesting that rainfall during monsoon season 2023 is expected to be in the normal category, and quantitatively it is 96% plus minus 5%. Next, please. Now, this is the spatial distribution of the forecast probability of different categories of rainfall. This exercise we have started in 2021. This is the third year where we are not only giving only the rainfall for the country as a whole, but the probability of above normal rainfall, below normal rainfall, and normal rainfall over different parts of the country. So if you just look at this diagram, you will find that normal rainfall is likely over many areas of peninsular India and adjoining East Central India, East India, Northeast India, and over some parts of Northwest India. Now, normal to below normal rainfall is likely over some areas of Northwest India and parts of West Central India and some pockets of Northeast India. Here, the yellow, orange, and red colors belong to below normal rainfall probability. Blue, deep blue color indicates above normal rainfall probability. Green color indicates there is normal rainfall probability. The white area indicates the climatological probability of occurrence of rainfall. Next, please. So, all of us know that the monsoon rainfall depends upon many large-scale features And I am discussing here the prominent large-scale features which we usually talk about. And the topmost one is the El Nino conditions, which we are discussing on everyday basis. Now, currently, if you remember, the La Nina conditions which were prevailing till February region. That means this is neither La Nina nor El Nino. It is a neutral condition. The latest climate models indicate that El Nino conditions are likely to develop during the monsoon season. But I want to mention here that the impact of El Nino may be felt during second half of the monsoon season. All the El Nino years are not bad monsoon years. I want to highlight here. There are about 60% of the El Nino years when in the past we have got normal rainfall or above normal rainfall. The second parameter is the Indian Ocean dipole, that is the variation of sea surface temperature over West Equatorial Indian Ocean and East Equatorial Indian Ocean. If West Equatorial Indian Ocean is warmer, it is called as positive Indian Ocean dipole, and if East Equatorial Indian Ocean is warmer, it is called as negative Indian Ocean dipole. Now, positive Indian Ocean dipole is good for Indian summer monsoon or southwest monsoon rainfall over India. And current status is that the neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions are prevailing over Indian Ocean. And the latest model forecast indicates that positive Indian Ocean dipole conditions are likely to develop during the southwest monsoon season. So it is a favorable parameter. The third point is the snow-covered area over the northern hemisphere, especially over the Eurasia, that is Europe and Asia snow cover. The snow-covered area of our northern hemisphere as well as Eurasia was below normal during December to March 2023. And there is an inverse relationship. Lower the snow cover area, better is the Indian monsoon. So lower snow cover over northern hemisphere as well as Eurasia during the winter and spring is favorable for the subsequent southwest monsoon rainfall over India. So therefore, if I just summarize all these three important large-scale features, if at all there will be any adverse impact due to the evolving El Nino conditions during monsoon season, that is likely to be countered by the favorable impact due to Indian Ocean dipole and the snow-covered area over the northern hemisphere. Next slide, please. So this is just explanation of the three phenomena. Let us discuss about the latest El Nino or Southern Oscillation forecast. So on the left-hand side, you can find out the 3-month average values like, say, April, May, June, July, or June, July, August. This red color indicates El Nino conditions, and blue color indicates La Nina conditions, and gray color indicates neutral conditions. So what does it indicate? That currently the La Nina conditions has changed to the neutral conditions over equatorial Pacific, and climate models are suggesting that El Nino conditions like to develop during monsoon season. But if you want specifically in which month it's most probable, I will say towards July, it may start the El Nino conditions. So therefore, the impact of El Nino conditions, if at all it develops, we will have in the second half of the monsoon season. So on the right-hand side, these are the forecasts by the various global models. And you can find out that all these models are indicating rise in sea surface temperature over the East Equatorial Pacific, and hence the evolving El Nino conditions. But El Nino is not so severe. It is crossing the limit of 0.5 degrees Celsius towards July only. So therefore, we can expect the evolvement, but it is not such type of strong El Nino conditions. It is just a moderate El Nino conditions which is likely to evolve towards July or towards the monsoon season. Next slide, please. So now this is a very interesting slide which indicates that if you look at all the years from 1951 onwards till 2022, you will find that there are 15 years where there has been El Nino conditions. Here El Nino is defined in 3 categories. One is the weak El Nino conditions, when the sea surface temperature deviation or anomaly is between 0.5 degree to 1 degree Celsius. It is called as moderate El Nino conditions if the anomaly is 1 degree to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And it is called strong El Nino conditions if the sea surface temperature anomaly is more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. So what I find that there is no one-to-one relationship between El Nino and the monsoon rainfall over India. You can find out of these 15 years, there are 6 years when we have the normal rainfall or the above normal rainfall. The highlighted, the yellow highlighted lines, you can see that you have got the deficient rainfall. Which are not highlighted, those are the years when you have got the normal rainfall over the country as a whole. So there is also study indicating that stronger inverse relationship between El Nino and rainfall during second half of the monsoon season. So with the possible development of El Nino conditions towards July, it may impact therefore the monsoon rainfall in the second half of the monsoon season if at all it develops. Next please. So this is the Indian Ocean dipole, and you can find out these are the various types of forecasts generated for Indian Ocean dipole. Indian Ocean dipole is said to be positive when this temperature anomaly, sea surface temperature anomaly exceeds 0.4 degrees Celsius. And it is called negative anomaly if it is below minus 0.4 degrees Celsius. Between minus 0.4 and plus 0.4, it is the neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions. So from this forecast, you can find that almost all the models are indicating that currently the neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions is prevailing, and it may enter into positive Indian Ocean dipole. As I was telling you, the positive Indian Ocean dipole means the warming over the west equatorial Indian Ocean, which will influence the cross-equatorial flow and hence the monsoon favorably. Monsoon winds will be stronger with the positive Indian Ocean dipole. So majority of models are indicating that positive Indian Ocean dipole is likely to develop during monsoon season. Next slide, please. So this is the snow cover departure from the normal. So you can find here the yellow, orange, and red are the negative departures, and blue are the positive departures. So what you find from this diagram, this is the representative month for the February. Similar conditions prevailed from December to March. So what does it indicate? That there is negative departure. That means the snow cover area has been less than the normal during this period from December to March. And there is an inverse relationship. That means lower the snow cover, better is the performance of southwest monsoon. So therefore, this is on the positive side to improve or influence the monsoon conditions. You can find out the time series of variations, and you can see that it is on the negative side in the recent months. Next slide, please. So this is the summary what I have we have told so far. Quantitatively, the southwest monsoon seasonal rainfall during June to September over the country as a whole is likely to be 96% of the long period average, with a moderate error of model error of plus minus 5%, and hence the rainfall is expected to be in the normal category. The long period average is the 87 centimeter based on data of 1971 to 2020. Currently, the La Nina conditions have changed into neutral conditions over equatorial Pacific region, and models suggest that it will be entering into the El Nino conditions during the monsoon season, most probably in July, and hence, therefore, it can have some impact in the second half of the season. So at present, neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions are present over Indian Ocean, and models suggest that it will be the positive Indian Ocean dipole during the monsoon season, which is favorable for rainfall over India. Similarly, the below normal snow cover over Eurasia in the period has been there, and it is favorable for subsequent southwest monsoon rainfall over India. The next update will be provided by last week of May about the monsoon performance. It will include the country as a whole rainfall forecast and also the expected rainfall probability different parts of the country. In addition to that, there will be forecast for the month of June, and there will be forecast for different homogeneous regions, as well as the monsoon core zone, which is the rain-fed area of the country mostly. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.